Welcome everybody to episode 5 of the No Money Spent series. As I promised in the last video, we will be starting out by doing some monthly awards, and that's a good start. I'm not gonna lie, this took me a while to do this moment because the Cedric Mullins card is kind of terrible, but I did eventually get it done. And in my opinion, the best way to go through monthly awards is to start with the moments, because you don't need any cards to complete them, right? You don't need missions, you don't need collections, nothing like that. All you need is your PlayStation controller, and you get moments done. So we got the Danny Duffy one, and then we got Cedric Mullins, who now we can use, but we're going to continue and complete all of these moments. Nick Solak, that looks like a single there, but I say, you know what, why not? Let's try to stretch out too. I have no clue how this happens, but Jose Iglesias just lets me get into second base, so I guess I'll take it. It saved me a little bit of time. Now this one is a perfect inning.
Another one.
And yeah, I got it done pretty easily. Next one, we got to get 6 hits, 3 extra base hits. And I did not have a ton of difficulty with this one, but basically per game you need 2 hits and an extra base hit per game, and you'll be able to get this moment done. But as you can see here, I got it done within 2 at bats in 2 games. So there we go, that's it. That is it for that moment. Shohei is so good too. If you saw my PCI placement, it was far from immaculate, and I still got it done. This one, you got to get 6 total bases with Justin Turner. I also struggled with this one a little bit more than I probably should have. Thank God Tapia missed that diving play there in center, because that would have been a little bit annoying. But yeah, I don't know. I don't like Justin Turner cards that much in MLB The Show. And righty, I just... I got it done, but I don't really love his card. And it did take me a decent chunk of time, probably about 10-15 minutes, but we do eventually get it done. And now we got to get 8 total bases of Vladdy. This one is an absolute pain in the ass. Oh my, this is annoying, because he is much better righty, and a lefty is on the bump, so it's pretty infuriating. But here I was lucky enough to get the lefty off the bump and get a few at-bats against righties, and we do eventually get it done, but that one was no fun. This one with Corbin Burns. That's all I have to say about that Corbin Burns moment. It was a lot of fun, and I almost actually choked at the end there if you saw. It was a 3-2 count, and I did not throw a strike, but Javi Baez helped me out. And now we got back-to-back base hits, extra base hits actually, with Byron Buxton, and I was just having some fun. We actually got over to third base. That is how fast Byron Buxton is. So that's it. Those are the moments done. Again, you'll be able to get a few different cards. You can get Solak, you can get Mullins, you can get Duffy, and so that will enable you to complete these a little easier. As you can see, Mullins pretty bad because he just doesn't have any power. Danny Duffy, I mean, he's fine, but again, I would not use this card online. Nick Solak, that's actually a really solid card. 90 plus power from both sides, decent speed. If you hide him away at second base where he can kind of field, it'll be okay. Matt Barnes, relievers early in the year are always good, so you'll love to see that. Now, he doesn't have a slider, which is a little bit interesting, but Ohtani, this card is amazing, by the way. One of the best cards in the promo. He's got 86 speed, along with huge power. Justin Turner's solid, but, you know, he can play all over the infield. Other than that, though, he can't field, not very fast at all. This Vladdy is amazing. Insane hitting stats, you love to see it. Corbin Burns, sinker, cutter, insane velo, insane break, good per nines. Other than the stamina, this card is really good. I didn't even mention the control was pretty good on him, but this is the card here. Byron Buxton, insane hitting stats, insane fielding, insane speed. And if you take a look now, I'm going to go ahead, now that I've completed the moments, I'm going to work on some of these missions now. But yeah, I'm just checking these Tops Now prices beforehand, and you could actually make a decent amount of stubs if you invested in Tops Now, particularly the ones towards the end of the month. You can see France there going for 6K. That's a pretty good investment if you made that. I did not really invest in Tops Now. I was a little late on that. It snuck up on me, but now we have to complete submissions, and a few of them are with the Player of the Month cards that we just earned, and then a few of them are with Tops Now cards. So these are the ones that I already had just from playing. And now we're going to go ahead, since we have to tally stats, it has to be in a mode, basically play versus CPU Conquest, or I guess you could do online. I opted for Conquest so I could eventually start this map, the USA map, which is going to take a while. But this is the lineup we're using, so pretty much all Tops Now except for Gallo and or Player of the Month. And now we're going to keep going through Conquest. I'm going to be real efficient here. So I always recommend going to Colorado and then just starting to take space, because you really want reinforcements so you can easily get to other places and conquer them. So as you can see here, Seattle just doesn't advance at all. That's very odd. In the past, they've really challenged you for those outside territories, but they really didn't this year, or at least in this Conquest run. So I'm going to keep going here. We got all this free space that I'm really trying to get to, and then we will play another Stronghold game. So again, Player of the Month doesn't take that long, and you can be doing other things while doing it. And I'm getting Conquest done, and then of course I'm also tallying stats for the Player of the Month, and I can basically play on whatever difficulty. I had to play the Rockies on a little bit of a high difficulty, but really once you get past this first 2 games or so, you'll be able to play on Veteran, where I'm sure a lot of people are pretty comfortable. So we're just going to attack the Twins with all of our fans. As you can see now, we have basically 15-16 million in enforcements, and we go ahead and we beat them there. That's a Stronghold game that we ended up winning. Yeah, this is just proving efficiency. This was on a 3-inning game. And look at all of these awards we got. 2 Tops Now packs, 3 of the Player of the Month cards, and of course, whenever I get these cards, I'm just going to pretty much stick them right into the lineup that I made specifically for grinding. We got a lot of stuff done, and we haven't even started on our Player of the Month moments. We haven't completed any of them, and we already have Justin Turner. So now we just got to use these Player of the Month cards. Our Tops Now goals are done. And as you can see here, we're going to go to Seattle, and now we're going to go ravage the West Coast. There's a lot of strongholds here in a very little space. Probably the second most concentrated area besides the East Coast for strongholds is the West Coast. So it ends up working out. And this is our new lineup, as you can see here. I got a bunch of Player of the Month cards, and then of course I also have some of those 42 cards from my starting lineup that I'm trying to grind parallels for, because that's something else you can do now with offline games. As you can see there, we get Vladdy. That's something else you can do though. You can grind those parallels, and even if you just start or make some progress, that'll eventually add up and you'll get some nice boosts. So now we're going straight to Oakland, and there we get Corbin Burns for our troubles. And something else to remember is you don't have to complete all of these moments or missions, I should say, for these cards, because as you can see, I'm at 82. So I only need to do 1 more of these missions, even though there's 4 of them left. I only really need to do 1 more, and that's whichever one I do first. So we're gonna hop into 1 more Stronghold game. It's gonna be against LA, and that should get us at least something, and it does. We do complete a goal, and now, as you can see here, even though I have some outstanding goals left, I don't have to do them because I'm at 86. And the second you get over 85 in this program, you can get the Player of the Month card, because something it's important to note. you have to do the Topps Now collection. So you might as well stop at 85, which is plus 15, would add up to 100. So now we're going to go ahead and claim these Topps Now packs. Again, I got these free from the Player of the Month program, rather. And basically that allowed me to get all of these Topps Now cards for free. I did not have to spend any money on the market, except for maybe a few on the first opening weekend Topps Now because I didn't actually do them. But the rest of them I was able to get for free. And if you check here, I actually was able to sell a card because I had some extra. I sold him for about $1,700 as a silver. That is really nice. And as you can see here, I already have enough to complete it, but I'm gonna make sure that I'm only collecting cards that I want to collect. And by that I mean, if I can help not having to lock in a diamond card, I will do that any day of the week. And I could. I collected 25, and as you can see there, I did not have to collect Diamond J.A. Happ. I was able to hold on to him, and I just put him back up on the market because, to be honest, this card is not very good and I'm never going to use him. So I might as well get rid of him. And now, as you can see, we are 100 out of 100 on the monthly awards April program. Yeah, this card is insane. I cannot wait to use it, but for now we gotta get rid of Jason because, trust me, Byron is definitely going to be replacing him in the outfield. And this is our new lineup. Looks pretty good. The bullpen, still a few golds, but other than that, we are fully diamond. And as you can see here, I actually have already completed the first inning program, but I haven't decided exactly who I'll get in the first inning program pack. That'll come later in the video, but we got some free collections here, and these are so easy to do. You only have to collect 3 players to get 50k XP. Super easy there. And then Topps Now, only 3. So SDS was basically just giving out XP here with these collections. Barely made you collect anything, and just like that I'm at 500k, and I thought I wasn't even going to finish the first inning program in time. So that's pretty crazy. But now we're striving to get as many of those extra goals as possible. Let's open this first inning pack, and to me the choice was pretty easy, and this is before he became 80,000 stubs. I went ahead and took Fernando Valenzuela. People say he's impossible to hit on higher difficulties, so I'm definitely going to be using him. The screwball, the circle change, those 2 pitches are dirty. You combine that with the stamina, the per 9s. This card is going to be really, really, really good. So now we got really 2 aces. We got Corbin Burns and Valenzuela. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at some team affinities, specifically this 42 collection, because if you haven't done this yet and you have 10 of these 42 players, make sure you do, because you get a free 90 overall mini Minoso and also 1,000 stubs, but more importantly the 90 overall mini Minoso. And even though he doesn't have a whole lot of power, so I probably won't use him in my lineup, but he's a really useful pinch hitter because he does have that secondary at third base that gives you a lot of versatility, and you can do a lot of substitutions. Right here I'm just doing some of these collections. You may forget about these, but I'm basically just locking in a bunch of cards that were already locked into my collection, and I'm easily able to get 500, 600 stubs. It's really nothing, but you'll take it. As you can see there, Mini Minoso can play third base on top of the outfield, so a lot of versatility there. Now we're back in a Conquest, playing a little bit more because I wanted to get some parallel progress done, and I just felt like playing some Conquest. So as you can see, I'm beelining to Strongholds. You'll actually see it backfire in a little bit, but for now it's working well enough. And now we're going to San Diego. We're going to go ahead and complete that game. And now we're getting the other San Diego Stronghold. Yeah, not very creative here. We're kind of just doing the same thing, but hey, it's working. So what are you going to do? We will have to reload fans, however, before our next attempt, and we end up winning there. So now I'm just beelining for Arizona, because after I get the Diamondbacks, I'm going to get that free West Prospect pack. And also, as you can see here, my links are getting broken, so I'm no longer able to reinforce those areas. The Dodgers are starting to surround me, which is definitely a concern. We did end up having to play a stronghold game in defense, which is never good, but hey, we won. We got it done, and we got Corbin Burns paralleled, so that's pretty cool. That's our first, I think, really high overall diamond parallel. And as you can see there, I just simulated the stronghold game, and we ended up losing it. So that's why you don't, beeline for territories, because now not only am I disconnected, but I just lost a stronghold, and that's one extra game I have to play. With Conquest, it's always about how many innings or games can I play minimum. So that's how to be efficient in Conquest, and I was not very efficient and not very smart. I definitely recommend at least putting a couple million fans in each stronghold so you can't get blitzed like that. The Dodgers came back from the dead. They did not have a stronghold, but they were able to take mine over again that I took from them. So that's just going to be one more game we have to play in the future. And as you can see, I'm not letting that happen again. We're starting to take some more territory on the West Coast, ensuring that that does not happen again. And I actually wanted to get some revenge on the Dodgers too for taking my stronghold. So I went ahead and played them one more time really quickly. As you can see, I'm loading up fans, and we ended up taking that territory. Quick reminder for anybody that hasn't already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, if you like this video, please be sure to like. It helps me out a lot. And back to your regularly scheduled programming. So my advice with Conquest, if you're struggling with this map, start by taking the Rockies, then go take the Twins. Head out to Seattle, move down the West Coast, take all of those strongholds, and then you can go ahead and take the sort of middle of the map where there's basically nobody, get a bunch of fans, and then you're playing on rookie for the rest of it. So that would be my advice. And of course, I think Conquest is even more valuable this year now that you can grind parallels while playing. And yeah, I would just highly encourage you to eventually get done with Conquest, but also don't do it in one sitting because it can get incredibly tedious and incredibly boring. But yeah, as you can see here, we're just able to take massive amounts of space and get a bunch of reinforcements, because that's how you get more reinforcements. You get more territories. That's what determines the amount that you get per turn. So if you can increase that, I highly recommend it. And another thing that I should mention, I would not complete the steal fans goal. I think it's a lot of fans. I think it might be 25. I don't recommend completing that goal because it's going to take you forever. But we're going to be in here in Showdown. I'm going to keep grinding Showdown until I die. Maybe not, but we're going to grind Showdown until we get done with the team affinities. We are 2 divisions out of 6, so we got a lot more to do. But it starts with 1 Showdown. And before we play any more, actually, we're going to hop into a casual game. This is going to be our first online game. I have something special for ranked, so I'm not going to be playing ranked. But we're going to play All-Star. Obviously, no feedback on guest pitch, no quick counts. Okay, this guy's got a solid team. Eric Davis, 2 parallel, a couple player of the month cards. He's got a lot of parallels, though, specifically for Tops Now cards. So we'll see how this guy plays, but he's definitely got an interesting team. A ton of parallels, and this is better than a lot of the teams you'll see in the first few weeks of the game. Of course, I think mine's a little bit better, but we'll see. Byron Buxton in his first at bat takes a pitch up the middle, and that's going to be a single for Byron Buxton in his debut. Ohtani with a rip, but unfortunately it does go right to the second baseman. And that's a good start from Corbin Burns, getting the strikeout on Mullins. Now, second inning, Salvador Perez takes the sinker the other way, and that's going to be off the wall. Unfortunately, he's a little slow, so it is only going to be a double, but now we got a runner in scoring position, and Tim Anderson delivers. This would have scored the run anyway, but he took a really awful path to the ball and then kind of runs away from it there. This is not the first time he has some sort of error in the outfield. That's going to be a triple, unfortunately. Corbin Burns, obviously the pitcher spot, not going to do a whole lot with the runner on third. It's going to be a fly out, but we are on the board now. You'd love to see that. Corbin Burns with another strikeout.
Take your base, ball 4.
And no matter, Byron Buxton in his second at bat, no doubt shot. My God, that was crushed. Again, his swing is amazing. He's starting out 2 for 2 on the squad. That's going to bring in 2 more. And now Vladdy trying to contribute an absolute rip, but unfortunately it is going to be a line out to center field, very deep center field that is. And we just missed that ball with Joey Gallo, just got under it. It's going to be another long fly out.
Oh no!
And he somehow takes that pitch out. I have no clue. That was not even close to the zone. Good swing from Cedric Mullins, but wow.
Ball 2.
And this guy actually had some sneaky good discipline. These are 2 absolute dots that he somehow takes. And now we're going to go ahead and throw him the sinker up and in. We miss, and he's going to get a base. So good discipline for my opponent. It is going to end out in a fly out, and he was running for some reason. I just threw it in the second. Yeah, I was not even paying any sort of attention to the screen, so I was very confused when I saw him running. It ended up working out, but again, his outfield making good plays. That's going to rob Corbin Burns of a hit. But Kyle Lewis also having a sneaky good day. That's going to be a base hit up the middle. And now we bring him back up to the plate. Byron Buxton again. He homered in his last at bat. And he homers again. Byron Buxton is insane. It is now 5-1. 4 runs specifically delivered by Byron Buxton, and that is going to be a no-doubt shot from Shohei Ohtani. It's now 6-1. Musgrove is starting to get hit, and that was crushed too. Vladdy, actually, this is probably his worst contact of the day, but he is going to get on base. Gallo gets on top of the ball, but it is going to be over the middle.
Nope.
And now Salvador Perez walks, so Tim Anderson in a big spot again, and he delivers a base hit, and my opponent, I don't know what he was doing there, but he takes a bad path to the ball. That's going to clear the bases. It's now 9-1. That's Tim Anderson's second triple of the day, and that's what you like to see. Corbin Burns again rips a baseball. Perfect, but it is right to the shortstop. Again, my opponent with some absolute killer discipline in clutch scenarios, but then he watches that curveball for strike 3. Kyle Lewis squares up another baseball. Unfortunately, it is right to him. Byron Buxton, again, he's 4 for 4 now. Nice base hit. That's a good strikeout from Corbin Burns. And that's actually a really well hit ball by Cedric Mullins again, but it is going to be to the second baseman, and we get out of the inning. Vladdy again delivers a single. You can see a lot of the same names coming up here. Salvador Perez again, not good contact, but it gets through the hole. Yordan Alvarez. I'm saying this card is maybe one of the best hitters in the game. That is a pinch hit 3-run shot. Congratulating everybody as he comes in. It's now 12-1. So I figure, why not? Let's bring in Adam Ottavino, see how he plays. And, well, it's not starting out very good. Ryan McMahon going to get a double the other way. We do get the ball in, though, before he gets 3. We actually almost got him at second there.
Wrong.
And I missed location on what I think was a cutter, and that is not missed by Paul DeYoung. That's his second home run of the day and third run. So now we are out of mercy range. You hate to see it. Ottavino really struggling. Another runner on second. But thankfully, we got Byron Buxton out there playing really nice defense, guarding the ball, and
denied.
Yeah, we got denied a base hit there. That could have easily been 5 for 5. And Shohei again goes yard. That is another one, DJ Khaled. And the PCI was nowhere close, but Ohtani doesn't care. We're going to go ahead and freeze his pitcher there. Now we're going to bring in Kelvin Herrera. I'm done playing games without Avino. And we get Mercedes to swing through the triple-digit fastball. And that is it. An 8-inning game that was called finally due to mercy rule. We get the W in our first ever online game. Byron Buxton went 4 for 5. As you saw there, his only out was a perfect line out. Easily could have been 5 for 5. Ohtani also had 2 home runs. Tim Anderson contributed. Jordan with that 3-run home run off of the bench. And now we're back to showdown here. Giancarlo Stanton, we only got 1 out remaining. And he's clutch. No doubt about it. That is going to end it. We almost choked that showdown run, but I've only lost 1 so far, and I'm not trying to jinx myself. That one was very close, though. And that's going to be more vouchers for us. And we're going to keep playing showdown. Luke Voigt this time delivers. Second baseman not able to make a play. And that's going to be a victory there. We had 9 outs remaining, so not that big of a deal, but we did get it done. More vouchers for me. And as you can see, that sub count's also going up. We're at 236. That's another hit. Bags full. Easy single for Keston. And that is going to be another showdown victory. As you can see, I'm just running through showdowns because I think these Team Affinity cards are insane. These 42 cards are very valuable. And again, my stub value going up. We're at 243 now. Yastrzemski, we only had 3 outs remaining, so kind of clutch there from Mike Yaz. We get the victory there. Yastrzemski, not really a card I'm looking at, but nice to see him contributing. And now okay, I'm going to keep reporting on Yordan Alvarez crimes. That one was lefty, and he did not miss that. I'm telling you, this card is insane. This might be my favorite Team Affinity player of the bunch so far. He is absolutely insane. And now, what division am I going to do next? Am I going to go for Santander, Stanton? Am I going to go get Muncy or Grisham? Yeah, I'm not. I'm actually going for the NL Central. And there's a few cards that I want specifically in this one. There's a few that aren't super good. Jason Hayward is not ideal, not really what you're looking for. Cabrian Hayes is fine, but not a card I think would make my lineup at this point. But there are a few players that I really like in this division. The first one, of course, Keston Hiria. A really nice second baseman, and even though Tim Anderson has been playing fantastic at second, I think he's going to have to move because Keston is definitely going to be playing there. Another pitcher that I like, and I've used his cards for a while now, is Luis Castillo. I think I used his All-Star card from, maybe it was 19, but I used his All-Star card, and I've been using Castillo ever since. I really like his cards, so it's really nice to see that he is getting that card. Got a nice circle change, great fastball. And now, as you can see, we've earned 2 of these packs here. So that's my general strategy. I've been doing 6 and then 4 in terms of showdowns. So I can get 2 cards, and then I get the last 3 and 4. So now we got a lot of packs to open, but we're only focused on these 2 here. I'm going to go ahead and get Luis Castillo. And then out of the second pack, I'm going to go ahead and get Keston. Probably the next card I'm going to get is Flaherty, but for now, we got a really nice lineup. Like I said, there's no way I am not keeping Tim Anderson in the lineup. So we'll move him to third. Gallo wasn't playing super well for me, so we'll put him on the bench. And we're going to get rid of Grayson Rodriguez now. We don't need him anymore. We got Castillo, so we'll go ahead and sell him for $13K. That's another one of those prospect cards that I just didn't use. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Had a fun online game. I'm out. Peace.